A jacket sleeve smacks me on the cheek. The erudite boy in blue sweater shoves me. I lost my balance and fall hard on the group. Out of my white stiff. He snaps and continues down the hallway. My cheeks warm. I get up and dust myself off. A few people stopped when I fell, but none of them offered to help me. Their eyes follow me to the edge of the hallway. This sort of thing has been happening to others in my faction for months now. The erudite have been releasing antagonistic re- reports about abnegation, and it has begun to affect the way we relate at school. The grey clothes, the plain hairstyle, and the unassuming demeanor of my faction are supposed to make it easier for me to forget myself and easier for everyone else to forget me too. But now they make me a target. I pause by a window in the high wing and wait for the Dauntless to arrive. I do this every morning at exactly 7:25. The Dauntless prove their bravery by jumping for a moving train.
Chapter 2. The test begins after lunch. We sit at the long tables in the cafeteria, and the test administrators call the names at a time. One for each testing room. I sit next to Caleb and across from our neighbor Susan. Susan's father travels through the city for his job, so he has a car and drives her to and from school every day. He offered the drive used to, but as Caleb says, we prefer to live leather and would not want to inconvenience him. Of course not. The test administrators are mostly abnegation volunteers, although Darcy is an erudite in one of the testing rooms and Dauntless in another to test those of use from abnegation, because the rules state that we can be tested by someone from our own faction. The rules also says that we can't prepare for the test in any way, so I don't know what to expect. My gaze differed from Susan to Dauntless tables across the room. They are laughing and shouting and playing cards at another set of tables. The erudite chatter of books and newspaper in constant pursuit of novelty. A group of amity girls in yellow and red sit in a circle on the cafeteria floor, playing some kind of hand slapping game involving a rhyming song.
A jacket sleeve smacks me on the cheek. The erudite boy in blue sweater shoves me. I lost my balance and fall hard on the group. Out of my white stiff. He snaps and continues down the hallway. My cheeks warm. I get up and dust myself off. A few people stopped when I fell, but none of them offered to help me. Their eyes follow me to the edge of the hallway. This sort of thing has been happening to others in my faction for months now. The erudite have been releasing antagonistic re- reports about abnegation, and it has begun to affect the way we relate at school. The gray clothes, the plain hairstyle, and the unassuming demeanor of my faction are supposed to make it easier for me to forget myself and easier for everyone else to forget me too. But now they make me a target. I pause by a window in the high wing and wait for the Dauntless to arrive. I do this every morning at exactly 7:25. The Dauntless prove their bravery by jumping for a moving train.
At the beginning of the second chapter, the tests are imitated after lunch. They sit at the long tables in the cafeteria and the exam administrators call the names at a time, one for each test room. Therese sits next to Caleb, and in front of them is the neighbor Susan. Susan's father traveled the city for this work, so he has a car and takes it to and from school every day. He offered to take them too, but as Caleb says, we'd rather go later, and we will not. I want to bother him, of course. No, the test administrators are mostly abnegation volunteers, although there is a scholar in one of the testing rooms and one dauntless in another to test them from abnegation, because the rules indicate that cannot be proven by someone from the faction itself. The rules also say that you cannot prepare for the test in any way. So I don't know what to expect. The look passes from Susan to tables of dauntless on the other side of the room. They are laughing and screaming and playing cards. In another set of tables, the erudite talk about books and newspaper, constantly search for knowledge. A group of amazed girls in yellow and red sitting a circle on the floor of the cafeteria, playing some kind of hand clapping game that involves a song that rhymes.